I'm just like on one right now with the whole reflections and thoughtfulness. It's a little bit everywhere, but like it's all connected, you know what I mean? In my head, at least it is. But going back to like the masculine and feminine energy thing, I think the root of it, because I love getting to the root, like root cause analysis, love that shit. I think the root of it, for speaking about like the female experience, and like obviously I'm biased, right? Because I'm a woman. But like from a very young age, I don't think that there was a lot taught about the cycle. You know, besides your like one little class that you get for public school or whatever, you know, this is puberty, deodorant, you're gonna start bleeding, everyone's freaking the fuck out, you know, you learn what stuff looks like, and as far as like feminine hygiene products, and then later on you'll get like a sex ed class that's like super not comprehensive. But that being said, I think that like when they talk about the cycle, I don't really feel like they go into like the four aspects of it and four parts. Like I feel like it's just two. Like you're bleeding or you're not. That's it. And like I don't feel like there's, and I guess there is like some talk about like PMS symptoms. So like that's not entirely true. Like they'll talk about, you know, cramps and like headaches and breast tenderness and stuff like that, but it's like there's just so much more to the cycle than that. And I don't know about you guys, like other women on here, but like for me, there was a lot of shame there. And this is something that like we talked about. I joined actually this like rethinking sexuality class this past winter, and it was amazing. And the first session I actually missed, unfortunately, but it went into like our first kind of messaging about our bodies and our bodies being good or bad, or how they should or shouldn't be, and having these like, you know, uncomfortable feelings about our bodies, or you know, curiosities about stuff that are questions like, you know, maybe were or weren't answered, or you know, maybe we didn't have like these avenues for things that we were wondering, or maybe our education wasn't comprehensive, like all this. I don't know about you guys, but like for me, I had a lot of shame around stuff for puberty, and I think that probably is par for the course. Like puberty is just such an uncomfortable time in people's lives, and people go through a lot of these days, like especially there's more gender questioning that is coming up around those times too. Like that's a whole other topic, but there's so much discomfort around like the body changes then, and like it's just wild. But basically what I'm trying to say is like I think root cause analysis, I think it comes to a place of shame and feeling shame. And like some of my think about that, like some of my first memories about, you know, my cycle have to do with feeling, not some, like predominantly they're negative, they're all negative, they're all like shame based, embarrassment based, and like that's such a heavy feeling, emotion, existence to be in about your body and what your body naturally does, what your body is supposed to do, and what it does beautifully, like what it was so beautifully designed to do for nature, for your nature. Like it's doing its job, and it's not a shame that it does that. It's a bloody miracle. Like it's amazing, you know? Our bodies are so amazing. Like men's bodies are amazing too, but like, oh, holy shit, I'm just astounded by women's bodies, like by bringing life, being the life bringers into earth, you know, for humans, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, other animals obviously, but like, do you get what I'm saying? I feel like for puberty for men, like there's a lot of complicated stuff too, and a lot of embarrassing moments and situations and stuff like that that they have to navigate, and I can't speak for them at all, you know. But it's just so tricky as a woman when you have all the hormonal stuff that not only affects your like day-to-day life in terms of like are you bleeding or not, but also your mood and how you can show up in life, how you can show up for the people you love, how you can show up for your relationships, how well you can focus and put your mind to something, how much emotional capacity you have, how much social battery you have to be around other people, or how much like you need to just go inward and be alone and just reflect and exist. And our culture and society is not created for that. Like Western culture does not honor that, does not make space for that, and that's really sad. And there's definitely some corners of it that you can find that do, but and I think that's freaking beautiful. But you shouldn't feel bad for your body doing what it's supposed to do, and your body is beautiful, you are beautiful honoring your body's nature is beautiful. Honoring your cycle is healthy. And I've taken so many lessons in regarding this kind of stuff that it's like in the future, you know, when I become a parent, you know, someday I would like to, I just know that my approach to things will be so wildly different than my experience. And I know that every generation has things that they go through that kind of idea with. And I have that on other stuff too. But like, this is one of the big ones, you know? Like, I don't want, like, the humans that I help become, like, good people and, you know, train them into adulthood or whatever. I don't want them to feel shame for their bodies doing what it's supposed to do, you know? I don't want it to be weird to talk about it. Like, of course, it's gonna be, like, a little weird, but, like, I want to figure out how to create some sort of, like, open communication or door, or, like, figure out a system or something to be able to, like, answer questions or provide information. And it's, like, it's wild out there, and your body is so beautiful, and your body doesn't deserve to feel ashamed for doing what it naturally does. And honoring that is a whole last journey. Yep, it is.